him. And so I went and made a deal with him.
A lot of people say that Kurt Busch comes to the doors of Phoenix Racing with a lot of baggage. That baggage has been discussed. It's been written about. There have been news stories and such. What about this situation allows you to overlook that baggage that he brings to your racing operation?
Well, I hired him for his foot. We can try and control his mouth.
Well, I know a couple of weeks ago you were asked about that, and you said, basically you weren't going to stand for some of that discussion.
No, hell, I'm not going to do any of that. We told him that,
Yeah.
And, hell, if we got to roll in the mud, we'll roll in the mud, but we're going to try and win some races.
Well, what assurances do you have that there's not going to be a repeat performance of some of the stuff we've seen out of him?
Oh, I don't have any assurances. Just, we're just going to be ready for it.
He said a lot of times during the last couple of days that he was trying to put the fun back in his career, James. And he said working with you is going to provide some of that. I know it's a business for you as well. I mean, I know you want to win races, but is there something to be said about that, going about this, having fun while you're trying to win races?
Oh, yes. I mean, I think if, you got to have fun while you're doing this, because especially from my perspective, because, it's so expensive and it's so hard to do. And, you don't want to do it. You don't want to come to your truck and not like your driver, or don't want to be around your driver. You don't want to be around the crew chief. So we try and take all the politics out of our deal. If we got a problem, we got two members on the team's got a problem, hell, go behind the building and come back. If it's just one of you come back, we'll wait for the other one to get ready to come back.
So you have a good health plan there over at Phoenix Racing.
Right. I mean, what the hell? Get it over with. All this running, and if I'm telling you, I come up through the dirt tracks and all, and Kurt didn't. If he'd have come up through the dirt ranks, him and his brother, either one would have a problem with their mouth.
Fun aside, and all this, we'll deal with it. We'll roll in the mud aside. Do you think you can help him as much as he can help you?
I'm gonna try to. I mean, if I can help him, and I know he can help our team, and we're gonna try and do it as a joint effort. And I mean, Kurt's got the ability. I mean, road racing, short track, and speedway. I mean, the guy can really do it, and you can't overlook that. So, and the only problem he's got is his temper and his mouth. We're trying to harness that, make his foot bigger,
Well, and when you say he can help your team, certainly the talent is there. What about from a business perspective? Does bringing Kurt Busch on board, James, help your team maybe find additional sponsorship for 2012?
Well, I hope so, but if it doesn't, I made the decision to go without it,
So you're going to be on racetrack as you were this past year, whether more sponsorship comes to the table or not?
I mean, I said, I got to do the best thing for my team when that was to get Kurt in as a driver, and now I need sponsorship. But if I don't get it, I did the next best thing is get bring my team to a different level. I went to the race shop for the Christmas party, and they had under the tree Santa said, "All we want is a winning driver," and they had a picture of Kurt and his car at Infineon, coming off the track, and so. We got a winning driver, so Christmas is okay right now,
Let's talk about how you run your race team and how your race team fits into the NASCAR landscape. I know that you do a lot of racing out of your pocket. You've done that for years. You've had people help you along the way. But as an owner that is basically in the David versus Goliath type position, how difficult is it funding an operation, a cup operation, out of your own pocket when you need to?
Well, it's not very smart. But I mean, you gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, I mean, you can either keep a wife or keep a race team, and a race team is always better.
Now, going forward into 2012 again, you have the relationship with Hendrick Motorsports again in terms of equipment?
Yes, me and Rick's friends and been friends for a long time, and I do some business with him, and he's helped me a lot, and so I can't say enough about Rick as far as Rick helping me and being a friend.
Was he involved in this at all? Did he give you guidance? Did you have to do anything with Rick?
No, Rick doesn't do that. I mean, Rick, one thing about Rick Hendrick, if you rent an engine from him, you get the very best. I mean, he doesn't have these engines over to the side that that's wore out, and he'll clean them up and send them to you, whatever. He's expensive, but he's the real deal. I mean, he gives you the very best that he's got, and you got to respect that, and I do.
Talking with James Finch, the owner of Phoenix Racing, and Kurt Busch's new car owner in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. James, Kurt said yesterday that he would like to finish around 15th in points. He finished 30th in owners' points last year. He feels he can get the team to 15th. Do you agree with that, and what do you have to do to get there?
I think that he can do that or better. I'm hoping he can do better. I think that he's capable of winning a couple races, which is huge. And hopefully we can get 15th or better. I mean, I would be happy with 15th and a couple wins, but I would definitely like to do better.
Can a driver make that much of a difference?
I think so. A driver is a big difference in these cars. I mean, and you're talking only like 1/10 of a second. You got all these guys that can go a 20 flat, but you've only got 1 or 2 or 3 guys that can go a 1990. You know what I'm saying? It's just that much difference.
What about the nuts and bolts of the rest of the race team, James? Who's going to be the crew chief of this team, and what about the personnel that's going to be over the wall every week?
It's the same team. It's Nick Harrison's going to be the crew chief, and I'll be at the race. And like I say, right now we're just kind of painting the Ferris wheel and feeding the animals, getting ready to go again.
And what will that mean in terms of any testing or anything, or are you going to go to Daytona just for that preseason Thunder test in January?
We go into the test in Daytona for the fuel injection. I think that's the middle of January, but we'll be doing some road race tests, some short track tests.
Well, it looks like Santa arrived early at Phoenix Racing. You wanted a race-winning driver, and you got it. And now the task is to win races, and I'm sure you're looking forward to getting that process underway here as we start in on 2012.
Yeah, I'm going to get with Kurt. He's selling himself short. I mean, he's got to get to 12th to be in the chase, right? 15th's pretty close to 12.
Well, I mean, if you're going to shoot high, right? Exactly.
You need to step up a little bit.
All right.
Well, we're interesting to see. This is probably your race team is your race team is going to get a lot of attention just based on you signing Kurt Busch. The conversations you guys have had, the expectations you two have put into place. Are you and your race team ready for that kind of attention?
We're ready.
That's all we need to know.
We're ready.
We'll take that as a yes.
Okay.
James, thank you so much for joining us. Merry Christmas to you. All the best with you and Kurt in 2012.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all.
Thank you, James.
That's James Finch, owner of Phoenix Racing. The brand-new car owner for Kurt Busch in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. As you can tell, he's a fun guy.
All right, now I got to say
and he doesn't mince words.